All right, welcome to tonight's watch. This is a movie review podcast I do with my three siblings. My name is Mark, and two of my siblings are gone today, but I do have my older brother Matt here.
Hello.
And it's just going to be the two of us today as we do I Still Know What You Did Last Summer.
We still know.
He still knows.
He still knows.
Luke and Kelly are off on a trip, and so they should be back next week for I'll Always Know What You Did Last Summer. But I don't know if they'll have time to watch it. If anything, Matt and I will be here to do it.
We'll do it again, yeah.
But it's just going to be us today. This movie review podcast that we go through the plot after we give a little bit of info on the movie and we kind of give our initial thoughts. We talk about if we recommend the movie, and we are leading into the 2025 I Know What You Did Last Summer requel, I guess.
Requel,
yeah.
I think. Yeah.
But this movie was released in 1997. It has a runtime of 1 hour and 41 minutes, which is one more minute than...
I think it was 98.
Did I write the wrong thing?
I think the first movie was
Let
97.
me pull that. I Still Know What You Did Last Summer is a 1998 film. Wow. Off to a hot start. It is 1998. Did they really do it back-to-back years?
They did, which I think explains a lot.
Hey,
but,
Saw
yeah.
did that, and they were good for 4 straight, so...
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Oh, wait. Oh, no. I thought I was on the wrong document. Okay, this is a mess. It was released in 1998. It has a runtime of 1 hour and 41 minutes, which is 1 minute longer than Wild Hogs.
Ooh.
It is written by Lewis Duncan and Trey Calloway, so not Kevin Williamson this time, and it's directed by Danny Cannon. The only things of note that he has directed was actually before this. He did Judge Dredd, which Luke and I watched, and is a fun time. Recently, he did like a few episodes of Gotham, and then Gotham Knights, and the Alfred Pennyworth show.
Oh, he's really into Batman. Yeah, wow.
They just have him doing episodes of that. But this movie currently has a 10% critics rating on Rotten Tomatoes and a 29% audience rating, which compares to the first one. The first one was a 49% critics and a 41% audience. So the critics like the first one more. The audience likes this one more, but it's still only 29%.
Barely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did not find a ton of info on this movie. There was the trivia wasn't that interesting, to be honest, to get into. It was just kind of like a really quickly made sequel. After I Know What You Did Last Summer made a lot of money after the way they marketed it. This one made a lot less money. I don't know the numbers, but I know it was a lot less. So I think they had a third one that was going to be made with Jennifer Love Hewitt, and they got canceled because of this one bombing, essentially.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So Matt, what did you think about this movie?
Spoiler free.
Yeah.
At this point, I thought that this movie's bad. Not the worst movie I've ever seen, but on many technical levels, just like things happening where you're like, what? Sometimes in a very funny way. So at least that's something. It's not unbearable to watch.
Yeah.
Interestingly, it stars the singer Brandy in a supporting role, and I didn't know it was her until after the movie was over because I didn't know what she looked like.
Who's she play?
She plays the friend, the main
Carla?
friend. Carla, thank you.
Oh,
yes. God, I cannot remember anyone's names.
Who she was?
I didn't know either until the credits came up, and her name was Brandy, and I was like, oh, the Brandy, the singer? Yep, apparently so.
Yeah.
Mekhi Phifer plays her boyfriend. He's Future from 8 Mile. That's always how I will think of him.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Anthony Mackie was in 8 Mile too.
Yeah, he was. Isn't that weird? There's a lot of really good people in this that no spoilers on there, but crazy to watch. Crazy. We'll get into all that later. Mark, what are your initial thoughts?
I hated this movie.
Yeah,
I thought it was
good.
really bad. I got
Yeah.
if the worst thing of it all was I was just really bored for about an
Yeah.
hour of it, and then I was confused
Yeah.
for the next 40 minutes.
It is quite boring, especially the first half. Oh boy.
Yes, it's just kind of like a mess, and an obvious horror sequel, but not like
Mm-hmm.
it feels more akin to Friday the 13th sequels, barring part 6, rather than like a Scream type of sequel where a lot of
Yeah.
effort still goes into it. It just was like, let's do it again, and it's gonna be different killers, but not different. But it's just, it's not gonna be any different.
Yeah.
It's just gonna be the same thing as the first movie,
Cookie.
but
Yeah.
in the
Cookie
Bahamas.
cutter. Yeah.
I
For
was-
some reason,
It
because they wanted to
doesn't
film in
match.
the Bahamas.
And
Yeah.
we're also not gonna have Ray there again. Like I don't.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. I won't go too far with.
Okay. Okay.
Just spoiler free. I did not like this movie pretty much at all. I was checking the time quite a bit, and
Mhm.
I was already regretting making us do this because I hear that I'll always know what you did last summer is even significantly worse than this one.
I'll give a full disclosure. When I was watching this movie, I was like, "Wow, this is really bad." I watched the third one today, and I was like, maybe I should go a little easier on. I still know what you did last summer.
Oh no.
That's all I'll say about it.
I will say I
That's-
don't think that this is a 2 out of 10 movie, but I do think it's like a
No.
4 out of 10. Like
Yeah,
it's just
for sure.
like, and that's almost like the worst. Like when it's just
Yeah.
like I don't want this on even to laugh at. It's just I got very annoyed with a lot of stuff in this movie that I wrote in the script. So
Yeah, the side characters have some of the best moments, and they're there so fleetingly, and it's so sad. It's like, no.
yeah,
Anyway,
some side characters have the worst moments too.
but that's what makes them the best.
That's fair.
Do you know what I'm saying?
I guess I did not have that perception. Well, with one
we'll
character,
see if we're
with one character.
we'll see if we're talking about the same
Okay.
ones, because like sometimes it's like, oh my god.
Kelly did send me this for the audience, but Kelly did send me a 18-minute voice memo of her explaining the end of this movie to Luke because he didn't finish it, and they give their thoughts at the very end. But I also have Kelly's notes of what she thought, but I'm gonna wait till the end because they are like spoiler, and I think it's like 2 pages, and I'm just gonna read all of the bullet points that she said. So we'll do
Nice.
that, and then you're gonna get an audio clip of them in their car on their way to their trip, or during their trip, about their thoughts on it. So, are you ready to jump into the plot, Matt, and then we can get into
Oh, I'm
this?
so ready.
Okay. I still know what you did last summer. We start in a church.
Okay, wait.
Pause.
Pause.
Pause immediately.
I like on the poster how it has still in like red and like underlined, and then when the title comes up, it's not like that. It's all just I still know what you did last summer. I'm like, why? It's just already lazy. Okay, sorry.
Now, hear me out. We're in spoiler territory. If you haven't seen
Yeah.
I Still Know What You Did Last Summer, I mean, just listen. Don't watch
It doesn't matter. Just
Doesn't
listen.
matter.
Yeah.
We, with Ben still being the killer,
Yeah.
one of the killers, I saw people complaining online that it was called I Still Know What You Did Last Summer because now it's 2 summers ago. Because he's
Yeah.
saying I still know, but to me, I'm kind of taking it like last summer's when they try to kill him again.
Oh, there's that too.
So I'm like, I forgive it because I also prefer it over I Know What You Did Last Summer too.
I still know what you did 2 summers ago would be a
That
hilarious
would
title
be,
for like a
oh my
spoof
god,
movie.
I didn't even mean it like I meant I Know What You Did Last Summer too. But
Oh, but
the way you
I
said
know
it,
what you
they
did
should have
last
done.
2 summers
Oh, that
ago.
would've been
Yeah.
better. Anyway, we start on a church where Julie goes to confession and tells the priest about killing Ben Willis last movie. Ben is in the booth and says he knows what she did last summer. I know what you did last summer. And then he bursts through. Is that right?
I think so.
Yeah. So Julie wakes up screaming in her class.
That I think is the best directed scene
Mm.
of the entire movie. And you learn pretty quickly that it's a dream sequence as soon as you can tell it's Ben Willis on the other side of the
Yeah.
confessional. But like up until that point, I was like, I'm actually digging the vibe of like it's very like eerie and ominous and being like, I'm still racked with guilt. Even though at the end of the first movie, they're just like, hell yeah, we got him. No more conscience free here.
Except what this implies too is the end of the last movie was also a dream sequence.
Oh, the end?
Oh,
Yes.
I
They
see
say.
I see. Okay.
Sorry, I meant like after they throw Ben off the boat, they're just like, "Oh, thank God!" And we didn't kill anybody the first time, so now we don't have anything to feel bad about. But
Right.
then it opens, and she's like, "I'm still racked with
Yeah,
guilt,"
yeah.
and I was like, "Okay," but I do like, unsurprisingly, I thought like that was a really good scene if it were real, and if that were
And then
where
they
the movie was
immediately
going.
break that vibe
Yeah.
as it's a dream sequence. So, um, yeah. I don't like that the end of the last movie was a dream sequence because it was so silly that I wanted it to be real.
You know what? As soon as I saw, I mentioned it on that podcast. As soon as I saw how fake that towel looked around her, you should have known it was a dream sequence.
They knew the entire time they were setting it up.
The whole time. Also, spoiler: this movie they're definitely in the new one gonna say this was a dream sequence as well at the end of this movie.
Yes, yeah. They're
Because
gonna do that at the end. Yep.
aren't Jennifer Love Hewitt and Freddie Prinze Jr. both in the requel? Yeah, yeah.
Unless they got away from him, they could have stopped him. He only puts her under the bed.
Guess so.
We'll
We don't
find
see that. Well, the same thing goes for the shower scene. He jumps out, but we don't see the aftermath of all that.
Yeah, it's just lazy.
Yep, very lazy.
She wakes up screaming in class. This is very Nightmare on Elm Street esque. We meet Will Benson.
Will Ben's son.
Will Ben's son. I fucking hate that so much. Her friend, and I guess he chases after her to comfort her. It seems like he might be into her, but they aren't together. Immediately suspicious of this guy.
Can I just say too that like the movie plays it off like Ben's just this sweet guy and like he's into her, but he knows she has a girlfriend. No, he like pushes it
Yes.
way too much, like all the time, to the point, and like Carla and what's Carla's boyfriend's name? Ty. Carla and Ty are aiding that, and it's really bad. It's really bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
They keep pushing her to be like,
It's played in the movie as if it's like she should consider it.
Yeah.
But I guess he is the bad guy, so it's like he's doing it just to make sure that he goes on the trip, I get. But I don't know.
I mean, from their perspective,
yes, yeah.
They don't know that, and they're
sure.
and she's like, I don't want this, and they keep like pushing him onto her, and he's like happy to go along with it, even though she's like, no. And it does the 90s movies thing of where she says no, and then as soon as they ask a second time, she's like, okay, and then she goes along with it. It's like,
he tries so hard. It's just like,
he's such a sweet guy. No, he keeps
sucks.
hitting on you, even though you say you don't want to be with him.
Yeah,
stop.
Sucks. I agree. Yeah. Also, so jumping ahead, Will Ben's son, the two killers at the end, are Ben from the first movie and Ben's son, Will Benson.
Okay, when he says, "Don't you get it, Ben's son?" Hilarious.
It's
like they have to spell it out so
bad.
specifically for they think the audience is so stupid. Like,
did you get it when he said his name was Will Benson? Because I didn't get it.
I got it. Okay, but like you still like I think eventually, even if the movie's over, you'd be like, oh. Ben's son, the fact that he has to say it out loud.
Then he obviously renamed himself to Ben.
Yeah.
Why?
That begs the question of outside of like a screenwriter writing a script, why would you do that? It's like you're trying to get caught.
That is so. You know? I am Lord Voldemort.
Tom Marvolo. Correct. Is Marvolo even a real name?
No. She was trying to squeeze those letters in there. I am Lord Voldemort.
It doesn't make sense. Also, he had to register for classes at the school. Could you just do that in 1998 under a false name? And everyone was just like, okay.
Probably, honestly.
Probably.
Well, it's college. You could just show up to classes. He didn't need to register. Did he lie?
Did he lie?
You could just
we'll never know. Because he's dead in the Bahamas.
Ben's son. I didn't get it because, to be honest, I was taking notes, but I was not fully engaged.
Well, it gets confusing, and you'll hear it when Kelly's recapping the last half, because it's Ben Willis and Will Benson, and their names are so similar that like it's almost when you're talking about both of them in the same breath, it's very hard to remember who's who.
To me, it wasn't obvious because the name, because I
Yeah.
wasn't paying attention enough or didn't put it together. But I thought it was obvious that he was one of the killers. Like,
So, I mean, I didn't clock that his last name was Benson until they like said it right before the reveal. I don't know if they ever said
got
it
you.
before.
Okay. That's
Like
what
that.
I got it when they said it
Oh,
then. I thought they
that's
said it earlier and I never
oh.
understood it.
If they did, I never caught it or anything. So yeah, no, I'm with you. I thought you meant like when he said my name is Will Benson. I was like, oh,
They did that way
okay.
back in the day, didn't they? Wasn't
I,
some names like
yes.
last names
Yeah,
back?
like the last name Richardson is son of Richard.
Richard?
Yeah.
Yes. Jesus.
So let's like they put 2 seconds of thought into
No,
this.
it was just for the reveal, but it makes no
Yeah.
sense. Okay. Ray shows up and is immediately jealous of her talking to Will. They are planning to go back to Southport, which is way too close to South Park. But she doesn't want to go, and
Mhm.
she's not ready yet because it was traumatizing. And he gets so mad. He gets so mad and leaves. And it's like, wow,
It's
you don't go
not
back to Southport with me.
the least understanding
Just
boyfriend.
awful. Just awful.
Like she's not asking you to leave there too. She's like, it's fine. I just don't want to go back there, especially around the 4th of July. Are you kidding me?
Literally,
And
the
he's just
last 4th
like,
of July, we almost got killed there. And the
I don't
one
know
before
remember
that,
what he
we killed someone.
yeah, bad
We
things
almost
happen
did.
in Southport on the 4th
God.
of July. But like I don't remember what he says, but it's so like teenager bitchy that I was like, come on, man. Like what are you
Yeah,
doing?
I didn't find anything about Freddie Prince Jr. like not being able to film with other like because why is he sidelined again?
I kept forgetting he was in the movie until we'd cut back like every 25 minutes and be like, oh yeah, he's still in this movie. Okay.
Yeah, well, he is so not understanding here.
No.
Um, Julie looks at a picture of Helen and takes a nap. She wakes up, or does she?
Kelly made a good point I wanted to bring up. Uh, Helen Shivers is giving Julie James's dead wife a lot in this movie. The way she has a framed picture of her, it really seems like they were married and she's the widow,
Oh
and I
yes,
love that.
yes, for sure. Okay, so her front door slams and she grabs a knife by her from her nightstand and she creeps
Mhm.
up to the front room. Someone walks behind her and the walk behind her I actually liked. That felt kind of like Scream, but then it turns out to
Yeah,
be Carla hiding in her closet.
and psychopathic behavior. Like if you're gonna be in your friend's apartment, why wouldn't you turn the lights on? You think that nobody's home. Why are you creeping around in the
It,
dark?
just hiding in the it's so weird.
It doesn't make any sense.
Um Carla tells Julie to leave Ray for Will. Okay, so this starts I hate Carla. Listen, Ty is worse. Ty is
Yes,
the worst character I've ever seen in my life. I don't
it's
think
bad.
Carla is a good friend to Julie either, though.
No.
And she eggs on Will and encourages Will being pushy with her. And she also tells Julie that she can share a room with her when they get to the Bahamas, but then is like, no, I also promised Ty that I'd stay with him.
That's the most fucked up part, I
God, it
think,
pisses
to
me
me
off.
is like making her room with this guy. Like it's one thing to say like you should leave Ray because he's like not being understanding and not treating you. And that's fine. But why does she have to be with somebody? You're trying to push her on to
Yes.
Will. Like
Yeah.
and Carla is also the type of person, and maybe it's because I'm like not a very like social person, but I absolutely hate it in movies when the best friend who's like forcing the friend to go out even
Hmm.
when they don't want to. It's like they're doing a good thing. They're getting their friend out. It's like, hey, if your friend's like, I don't want to go out, stop being
Yeah,
so
don't make him.
pushy. That would drive me crazy.
Don't make him.
Yeah.
Yeah, then she's a saint compared to Ty. Ty is
Oh,
just
it sucks.
egregious. In this movie.
Yeah.
He can't say anything without mentioning that he wants to have sex with Carla right
He's
then and
so
there.
horny.
It's
He's
insane.
the horniest
He's so
character.
desperately horny. It's so bad.
It's very bad.
Okay, so we cut to a club because she convinces Julie to go out with her, and insane flashing lights. I couldn't watch this. We meet Ty, who is just awful, worst character.
Mackay Pfeiffer, not his best role.
No. Will is also at the club. Julie
Mhm.
sees the fisherman killer. I put the fisherman killer because, like, I don't know if they're trying to play with our expectations of it
Yeah,
being Ben and then it wasn't going to
right.
be Ben. No.
Yeah, it's
Well,
Ben.
this is
This is in her head.
probably. No, wait. Will is there, so that is Ben. Or it's in her head.
I think it's in her head because it just goes away like as
Oh,
she
you're
like
right.
approaches the corner.
You're right. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I put he disappears.
Yep.
Then he is behind her, and the music's crazy. She turns around, and he is gone. She turns back, and it's a Will jump scare,
Yep.
foreshadowing that he's a killer. They're not that smart.
No.
Julie leaves the club and wakes up the next morning, and Carla is there. They get a call from a radio show to the
Okay.
apartment, and she has to answer what the capital of Brazil is to win a trip to the Bahamas. They find it on a coffee bag, but it's the wrong answer, which is revealed later. But this is so okay. I will say, I'm an
Yeah.
idiot. I don't know capitals of anything. So I didn't think it sounded right, but I don't know the capital of Brazil,
Yeah.
right? But if you do know the capital of Brazil, then
Yeah.
you already know the entire thing's a setup.
And
So it's
that was
relying on
me.
that. Yeah, I
I
figured you
am
would.
I'm a geography nut, right? So like one, why would a radio station be calling your unlisted number unprompted? That should be the first red flag.
Yeah.
Um, but I was like, Brasilia is the capital of Brazil, and I knew that. So when she said Rio, I started Googling when it changed. 'Cause I was like, was it ever?
What?
Because I don't know, maybe in 1998 it was.
Yeah, yeah.
Rio was the capital until 1960, and then it changed. So it's one of those ones that people
Interesting.
get confused because of that.
Okay.
But immediately I knew it was all a setup because I was like I know that's not the right
Yeah.
answer. And like why didn't I feel like there's a way to do that, like that same concept with a different answer, not geography based, but a different question and answer that would be less obvious to certain
Well,
people.
yeah,
I don't
because
know.
then everyone just knows the whole thing's set up. But like, do they
Right.
care that everyone? Like, I don't know. Well, they didn't even need
I
to have it be a wrong answer. It
that's
could
the
have been a
thing.
setup of like they just called like the radio show was like that's already a thing that Will has done. I don't think they need to have the wrong answer and be like this whole like you guys had the wrong answer. It's like
Well,
no, Bill,
it's
just figure out that it was Will's voice on the other.
it's seeing the pen of the screenwriter because they want to reveal later.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
you're right. Like, why wouldn't you logically make it such an easy question that everyone knows the answer to so they get it right? Why
Yes.
would you ask a question that's like intentionally meant to trip people up? Because Rio is the one city that everyone knows from Brazil.
Mhm.
Like Brasilia is actually not, it's not like a travel destination. People don't know what it is.
Yeah.
It's
It's
Rio and it's
just
Sao Paulo. Like nobody knows anything else.
it's
But
just it's just weird the way they wrote
it's
this.
just
It
yeah.
was strange.
Yeah.
So they think they win, but then that also brings into question: is Will and his father paying for these flights then? Because they didn't pay to get on these planes.
Where's
It
the
was,
money?
yeah,
Yeah.
like who paid for it? It must have been
So
Ben just to kill them in
yes.
Brazil, but also later, don't we
Well,
see the
in
gravestone?
Bahamas.
Oh, sorry. Yes, the Bahamas. I'm getting it mixed
Yes.
up because the capital of Brazil, but in the
Right.
Bahamas. So did Will's? Is, there was a grave,
Yeah.
jumping way ahead, next to where they had Julie's grave set up.
Mhm.
Wasn't it Susie's grave right next to it? So
Yeah.
did he have Susie buried in the Bahamas
Uh-huh.
and
Which
Susie's mom? Why?
yep. So later in the movie, they mention that someone who used to work at the hotel's wife died. I think under mysterious circumstances,
Yeah.
which I think we're supposed to think is Ben Willis's wife.
Mm.
So he seemed to work in the Bahamas at this place. That does not explain why you would have your daughter buried there, because you have long since moved to Southport. You don't have any other connections to the Bahamas anymore.
Yeah, I don't know if this is trying to say that they were there before they went to South, and this is like where they're from. I don't know. Also, Bahamas, I do not like as like a setting for this.
Yeah.
I just don't think it works because it's so vastly different from the first
It's
movie.
I think picturesque places like that, it's very hard to make scary. Southport works better. It's rainy.
Yeah.
It's it's on the coast. the Bahamas is just so like Adam Sandler would definitely try to film a comedy there, you
Yeah.
know, like
Yeah, he
that.
definitely has. Well, Matt, it's storm season, so I guess there are going to be.
Well, and I was gonna bring up storm season because is that how they're trying to be like? The manager later is like, nobody ever books at this time because it's storm
Yes.
season. So maybe the tickets were crazy cheap.
Maybe.
But
Oh,
then
maybe.
why do you even book then if you have hurricanes and shit? Like it
Yeah,
doesn't make sense.
Ben and his son are not concerned about the hurricanes. They need to kill
No.
Julie and Ray and everyone
But
around
why
them.
do you have to kill them in the Bahamas? It
We're
doesn't make sense.
overthinking it. It's a slasher. They just wanted to set it in the Bahamas.
I think that
That's
the
it.
writers underthought it.
Yes,
I
they
think
did.
we're
They
fine.
did.
Yeah.
Okay, so there are 4 tickets that they're offered, of course.
Mhm.
It's gonna be
How
Carla,
convenient.
Ty, Julie, and Ray? Question
Ray?
mark. So Julie
Yeah.
calls him to see if he wants to go. He is offended that she didn't come to Southport, but because she has trauma there, and is mad that she wants to go to the Bahamas instead of Southport, where she almost died.
Yeah, he's like, "Oh, so you can go
Oh,
to the
so
Bahamas,
you can travel. Interesting.
but not Southport?" It's like, "Yeah, Southport
God,
sucks
he
ass, dude."
sucks.
Yeah.
He
what?
sucks in this movie.
It smells like fish all the time there.
God.
Okay.
I almost died. It smells like fish. I fucking hate it there. God. And she didn't have a great relationship with her parents in the last movie, so it's not.
No.
So it's like, of course she would go
What's
to the
the
Bahamas.
point? Yeah.
He's annoyed, but we find out. So a work friend comes up, that and while Ray's on the phone and tells him he's being an idiot, which I agreed.
True.
And then Ray shows his coworker friend. I don't have his name. Derek, or is Derek a different character?
I have no idea because this guy is only in the movie for like 5 minutes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Ray shows him the engagement ring that he bought and plans to propose to her with. So he's mad because he wants to propose to her in Southport and she won't go there, even though he knows that she hates Southport and really doesn't want to come back. But he insists that he does it there, not where she's going to college or the Bahamas, and not going to the Bahamas with her and proposing there where she really wants to go. Very
You know
fucking sucks.
how when you're planning to propose to your girlfriend, so you treat her like absolute shit for like days leading up to
Oh
it?
my God, it's awful. It's awful.
And this is not the point, but how does a fisherman afford a ring that size? That thing had a huge rock on it. I don't like.
They
It's
don't
gotta
think
be.
that far ahead.
It's cubic zirconium.
Wait,
It's not a real
Did
diamond.
they
There's
say
no way.
it was a family heirloom or something?
Oh, did they? They may have. I don't know.
To be honest,
But
I'm
that was
probably
a
making it up.
that's a big diamond.
Yeah.
Like on he in the first movie he was
He
talking
saved
about
up
how
for it.
he barely scrapes by. Like you've been saving for a
Yeah,
long
you're
time, man.
You're right. That's why he's so mad. He needs to do it on his terms, Matt. It's his proposal. He spent too much money on this ring.
Because he's got a second mortgage on his boat to pay for that ring.
He's definitely sleeping on that boat. Okay, so Ray drives his friend. So we just meet this friend, and now Ray is driving his friend, and they are driving in the middle of the night. It seems it's at least dark out.
Yeah.
There's a car in the middle of the street, and I didn't realize that there's also a guy in the middle of the street. I couldn't see it.
It's hard
so-
to see, yeah.
Ray gets out of the car and goes up to him. It's a mannequin in a fisherman outfit, which is from wasn't there mannequins?
that's
in
true.
Helen
Yeah.
family store. So
Yes, there was.
I appreciate that as a mannequin.
Call back.
The
Yeah.
killer gets Ray's friend with the hook, and this is Ben at this point. But he gets Ray's friend with the hook, gets in the car and starts driving at Ray. A semi truck comes the opposite direction and makes the killer swerve out of the way, and Ray jumps over the railing and starts rolling down the hill. He gets knocked out on the way down.
I thought when this scene happened, I don't know why, but like it kind of caught me off guard because it felt like we went from like nothing, nothing, nothing to Ray almost dying so fast that I was like, whoa.
It feels inconsequential because
Yeah.
it almost feels like they reshot it and put it in there, to be honest, of like we need something else to happen. But I guess that is what pushes him to go to the Bahamas quickly.
Well,
It's strange.
yes. Also, this continues the trend of Ben Willis just having a fetish for killing the people near
Around them,
the
yep.
main people and not the actual main people.
Yeah.
Because Julie and Ray never seem to get hurt. It's only the people around them.
Yep.
Why?
I definitely think it is trying to be a serial killer or like a franchise movie killer
Yeah,
where it's like, but Jason's mom is killing all camp counselors, right? I,
right.
Michael Myers just kills everyone, whoever he just targets. Freddy has a specific group. Even Ghostface was like pretty much their friend group, right? But this is just kind of like
Essentially, yeah.
this is just kind of like if they're there and around them, we need to have these people die
Well, as soon
as
as you see a
fodder.
new character introduced, you
They're
know
gonna
they're
die.
just a warm body to die. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's no stakes.
Nope. Um, Ty pulls up to pick up Julie and Carla, and Will is in the car, and they invited Will before even knowing if Ray was actually going to come or not. He doesn't, so I mean, whatever. Will is freaking out on the plane because he says that he's friends with them too, so that's why it's like I can understand inviting him, but them making them share a room and everything, and they need to stop encouraging him from hitting on Julie.
They should have warned Julie before just showing up
100%.
with him
You're right.
and asked if she was okay with it.
Yes.
Because
Yeah.
it's not just, oh, here's a friend. It's not even implied. It's basically said, we're bringing him along because we want you guys to hook up,
Mm-hmm.
essentially. Not cool
No.
to just spring on somebody,
No.
especially somebody who is having relationship issues but is not single.
No.
So what are you doing? It's frustrating.
That's this movie. Will is freaking out on the plane. And this is just played for laughs, I guess. I don't know why this is a character trait. I think it's
So
just for jokes. Oh, it's to then have the parallel of
yeah.
Ty being on the boat. So Ty like threatens him to calm down, being like, "You're a pussy for getting sick on this plane or being scared on this
Yeah.
plane." But then Ty gets sick on the boat, and all due respect to the actor, right? But that
Yeah.
is not what seasick looks like, of like uncontrollable dry heaving for like 30 straight seconds. I was like, I don't think it works like that. That's like when you're
you're
like so violently sick that
yeah.
but he's just like continuously doing it. And it pisses me off.
I know it, and you're right. It's just played for laughs because of that back and forth.
Yeah.
Because when you really think about Will's actual character, like what would be, he wouldn't actually be scared of flying because it seems like he's fine with going back and forth.
He's going back and
So,
forth from the Bahamas more than we
um,
know.
then it's like, what is this just for show to be like? Oh, I'm harmless. I even get scared on airplanes.
I guess.
Like I don't.
I think
Maybe
it's
I don't
the
know.
writers just
It's
put it in as a joke.
it's only for jokes.
Yep. Um, I put Ty as uncontrollably dry heaving. Has this actor ever thrown up before? And then
Yeah,
oh
do
my
some
god,
method.
Jack Black just showed up.
Jack Black and Dread's jump scare.
Insane, and this is '98. This is like
98.
early Jack Black
So
career.
2 years later, I had to look up the year. He was in High Fidelity, which is kind of the role that really like gained him prominence. So it's weird to see him like
There's like
'cause
before, not like a
when this
we
movie
need Jack
yeah.
Black. It's like a
No.
just him being an actor that auditioned.
When this came out, people were just like, "Oh, that white stoner guy with the dreads.
Dreads.
What a weirdo."
Yeah.
It's
Insane.
really weird in retrospect.
Insane. Even if he's doing, I mean, it's Jack Black. Either way, I was happy to see Jack Black on the screen.
Yeah.
Especially because I was bored otherwise. The group gets to the resort. The front desk guy is extremely moody.
Did you recognize the front desk guy?
I did not.
That is Jeffrey Combs, also known
That's
as Herbert West
what
from
Kelly.
Re-Animator.
Oh, I saw in Kelly's notes she said a lot about Jeffrey Combs, but
Yes.
I did not recognize him.
So it took me a second. It was still in that first scene. I was like, I know this guy. And then he said he like does that like lip pursing like look, and I was like, holy shit, it's Herbert West. Yeah. Oh, he's so saucy, and that's because I knew it was him too. Like every time he was an asshole, I was like,
Yes.
yeah, give me more of that.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes more sense. I think I'd like it more if I would have recognized him because otherwise I'm like, what is happening?
He's
Why is
so
he so
mean.
moody at them? This scene is really weird. And then he says that they are in rooms 201 and 202, and then is like, oh, presumably because Ben's wife died in one of those rooms.
Yeah.
And he says
Yeah.
they're the honeymoon suites. And at first I was like, it's literally empty. Like, give them a
Why would
different
you give
room.
him those?
But
Yeah.
I'm assuming Ben and his dad booked those out
Yeah.
specifically,
Yeah.
and that's why he was confused. So, like,
I would assume so, yeah.
they really thought this movie through. He says that it's storm season and the storms will come in soon. This is where Carla just sucks, where she told Julie she'd stay in a room with her, which is implying that she said that she would stay in the room with her in order for Julie to come and feel okay with Will being there, which they didn't ask her, but that's what it's implying. And then once they got there, she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna spend. What am I trying to say? She's gonna be in the room with Ty because she also promised Ty she'd be in the room with him, and he has to have sex with her.
Well, it's like you can do that and then be like,
I'm gonna go sleep in Julie's room.
yeah,
I promised
but
her.
like at the end of the night, Julie and Carla can still bunk together.
Yeah.
Because like during the day, you can just say like, "Hey, Will, you're gonna room with Ty, and while Carla's over, you have to go out to the pool or something.
Yeah.
Like, just get out. Like, why are you forcing them together? It's
I hate it, and I hate that she forces her to.
yes.
Just so Julie is rooming with Will even though she doesn't want to, because she has bad friends.
Yes.
We see Ray in the hospital and he flatlines, but the doctor walks into the room, and it's because the doctor walks into the room, doesn't run, which I thought was funny because somebody's flatlining.
That was fun. I was wondering that same thing. He's like, "Oh, they're flatlining. Let me take my time."
Yeah, he just walks over there.
The glass, it's glass, right? So you can see he's gone, but they play it like he doesn't realize until he opens the door, and then he's like you could see from like a mile away that he wasn't in that bed.
Well, and to me, it seemed like Ray almost got like maybe kidnapped here.
Yeah.
But no, he just left through the window. But I don't think he was being held there. So he just left through the window. I guess
I don't have a lot of experience with hospitals.
Yeah.
Do windows just open like that and you can just kind of like scoot out?
I don't think so. At least the ones I've been in are not.
I imagine they're like Las Vegas hotels where like you can't open them on purpose.
Yeah.
Like because they're afraid people are gonna jump or fall out.
One that I spent in overnight was just a one pane. Like you can't move it, obviously.
That's what I would assume. Also, this doctor, the guy playing the doctor, I don't know who he is, but I feel like he's played doctors and other stuff.
I'm sure.
But I saw him and I was like, I believe that's a doctor.
He does not act like it. He walks to the room.
But he looks like a doctor.
That's true. All right, we cut back to the Bahamas, and Ray and Will go to the bar. The bartender says something about shooting an ex-boyfriend. And
her name is Nancy. Which is only worth bringing up because she comes back later.
Okay, Nancy, thank you. I don't know what she was saying about shooting an ex-boyfriend. I was not paying attention.
I think that she was trying to get Ty to stop being weird.
Oh, then I'm for it.
I think that as soon as they came up, it was like the typical like tourist bro dudes who always make weird lewd comments to a bartender. So she's like, I'm gonna shut this shit down immediately.
You know what? Good for her.
Yeah.
Carla then forces Julie to do karaoke even though she doesn't want to, still being a bad friend.
Which arguably almost as bad as everyone else.
As she's singing the song, what song was it? It was the Petrified one.
I Will Survive by Gloria Gaynor.
Okay, is that? Yeah. So, I Will Survive. Of course, for this movie. And the lyrics on the screen then turn to say, this is my favorite part of the movie. The lyrics on the karaoke screen turn to say, I still know what you did last summer.
Yes.
Which is incredible, because what? I'm assuming it's in her head. Or Will Benson programmed it that way.
I don't know how, but somebody did. Also, in this scene, Nancy, I felt like it was weird at the time when Jennifer Love Hewitt is singing, and Nancy goes, God, everybody's a singer, because it's like actually good.
Yeah.
And I was like, this feels weird, because I didn't realize at that point that Brandy, who is the actual singer, plays Carla, who's there. And I think that was like the joke.
Gotcha.
But at the time, I was like,
what?
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
I think this is in her head, because how would he know to program it? How would he know that Carla was the one to convince her to do it? So that also brings up a different criticism I have of like
Mhm.
random shit happens as like scares in this movie, but they can just play it off as it's in Julie's head because it's so easy to be like, that didn't actually happen, but we got to scare her.
Well, yes, because like even when it's something that I think did happen, like later when the body shows up in the wardrobe,
Yeah,
like you can remove a body, but like there was blood dripping and like
that was
how did
real.
you
I think that was real.
I think that was real. So how did he clean it all up and get it like moved out
I don't know.
before everyone else looked? It's like the Jason Voorhees of it all, where it's
Yeah,
like, how fast do you move, man?
I know.
That's crazy.
That makes no sense. But I just
No,
hate in movies when it's like that happens in Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, where it's like, well, she is having bad dreams, so we can just blame everything crazy that happens on her bad dreams.
it's similar to like, yeah, one just lazy dream sequences. But I struggle sometimes in movies that involve magic.
Ah,
Because you have to like set up rules for what can and can't happen. Otherwise, you can just say, "Oh, I know a spell for that for everything."
mm,
It's like it's a get out of jail free card, and
mm,
that's what Julie's like nightmare visions are. Because
yep,
like you could just say, "Oh no,
yep.
that wasn't real actually." I don't know.
Foreshadowing our Now You See Me later this year. Now You See Me franchise. Stay
But
tuned for that.
at least in that one, they even though some of the stuff is
He stops
impossible.
rain, Matt.
Yeah, at least they try to play it off like it's still an illusion and they're not actually magic.
That's true. That is true.
I I mean more like Harry Potter, where it's like, oh, Hermione knows a spell for that about literally everything. It's like,
Easiest, yeah.
are there no rules? Is there like no there's no limit to what you can
It's
do?
like, well, this is in my head because Luke and I just watched Superman, but Superman is so powerful
Yeah,
in the first movie, Superman the movie, that
yeah,
like then they have to like just forget that he's powerful for other
yeah,
movies, like that he can turn back time. You just have to forget it because then you would just do that all the fucking time. So
yeah.
it's like
It
just forget. So the same thing with like Harry Potter and magic, where it's like there's not a spell for that because we can't
I,
have one or the plot doesn't work.
because it's illegal or something, or it's
Yeah,
that
the villains
you're
can use
right.
it because it's illegal.
Because it's illegal, but like, and they don't care. Yeah, which is a real thing that happens in that franchise. Now that you bring it up, that's actually one of the many things that plagues some of like the newer superhero like
Yeah,
Marvel movies is when you make a character too powerful or in a. There's been so many movies that's like they did this thing in a past one. Why wouldn't they just do that now? So they have to come up with some convoluted reason why they can't.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
This is the only thing I'll say about it. The new one, I think, does a lot better about making him not super, like, OP.
Cool. I've heard good things about the new one.
Yeah. Um, I'm gonna move on before we go on a
Oh
tangent.
yeah, yeah.
Okay. Julie leaves the karaoke because she's freaking out, and then she goes to her room, and there's a note with her name on it in the room, which has the exact same font as the first movie. She opens it, expecting to say, "I know what you did last summer," or something in that regard, and it says "surprise," and Will comes up behind her. Okay, this is all very strange
Yes.
because it just after she like runs out of karaoke, Will comes up behind her with wine and drops the glasses. So I'm like, why would he do this? They can write off as he's killed, but it's just strange because she just ran out of karaoke, and then it's like he's walking up behind her, like trying to be romantic. Again, she is not into him, so it's pissing me off.
Mhm.
But also,
Yeah.
like, what? Right after that scene, like, it needs to be at a different point in the movie if they want to do anything like this. That makes no sense
Yeah.
after she screams running out of karaoke.
It makes no sense. I don't know why would he have that prepared right then? Right.
Yeah.
Um, but this is where like the writing of Julie James as a character pisses me off because why wouldn't she be like, "What are you doing? I have told you so many times that I don't want this." She kind of just goes, "Oh no, it's not your fault. I got scared." Like, yes, it is his fault. Why is he doing this? He keeps pushing this.
I don't feel like I blame Julie for it.
No.
In the,
No. I blame the writers for
yeah.
like making her just be like, "It's fine. No, it's on me." Like, I think in real life people would be like,
Fuck
"What are
off.
you doing?"
Fuck off.
Yeah.
Leave me alone.
Why would you do that? I was clearly just upset also. I am not in the mood for this even if I was into it.
It also begs the question of like, she ran out of karaoke, meaning for him to get there, he ran after her to go get the glasses because he knew that that was set up. It's just
There's
weird. It's just
some
weird.
like H.H. Holmes weird
So
passageways in that hotel that he's running through to get there.
Nacho Libre, like tunnels in the
Exactly.
walls.
He's
Okay.
in the walls. Yeah.
Um, my next note was, why is Julie apologizing?
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, it doesn't make sense.
But I do feel like that is how men sometimes make women feel like they should apologize. So
Yes.
that's why I don't even.
Yes.
Well, I do get pissed off at the writers, but I do feel like it's almost realistic and in a very frustrating way.
I think that might just be it being from the 90s too, where it's like if that happened in a movie now, I think people would really be like, okay, I smell
Yeah.
bullshit. Whereas in the 90s,
Uh-oh.
I think did I cut out?
Yeah, you said in the 90s.
Okay. Okay, good. I stopped because I thought I cut out right then. In the 90s, I think it was even more so than it is now, like women made to feel like you have to be appeasing like that.
And it's not that this movie plays it off as, hey, she shouldn't be doing that. It's just as it is, and it's
Like, this is how things are, right? Yeah.
Oh, this is a laser pointer for the cat, not a vape. Okay,
just to
clear that up for everybody. Okay, so then we get another weird scene after this where we cut to Carla and Ray, where it seems like they're having sex because there's moaning, but Carla's just jumping on the bed around Ray. So at this point, I was like, oh, Ray's been overly talking about sex to pretend that he's straight. That's where I was going, and then that's why they're jumping on the bed to make it seem like they were having sex. And my brain was like, oh my god, that's what they're doing. But it's not.
reminded me of something. I think they made a joke about that in the first Scary Movie.
Oh, really?
Because the character of Ray in Scary Movie, his name is Ray, but he's not. He's like a combination of like Ray from the first movie and Ty from.
Yeah.
And he's played by one of the Wayans brothers.
Oh, did I say Ray for this too? I think I did, but I meant Ty. Anyway.
Yeah. But there is a scene where they're like on the bed and she's like and at one point he makes her wear his football gear.
I remember that.
But there is a scene where they're like jumping on the bed and I'm like, oh, and that character in Scary Movie was gay and didn't want to admit it. So like I think other people might have felt the same way when they watched it.
I was like, oh,
yeah,
that actually makes sense why he's overly talking about having sex with Carla in front of everyone too, because it's so ridiculous that he says it in every scene. But I was like, oh, and I got excited, and then it's just not. She's just jumping on the bed around him, and then he's like, all right, let's have sex. I was like, what?
Like it would have been even funnier too to show like later when they're in the hot tub. Or like whatever, where it's like, or if they're alone and it's like they could, like if he's almost making excuses, like, oh god, something's always getting in the way, and like when it's like, no, not really.
But I thought Carla was in on it and just like maybe they had dated and I was like excited.
Right.
Nothing. It's just another weird scene after the last weird scene.
I think it was all for a laugh in the theater because you hear the noises and you're supposed to think, oh, they're having. And then it cuts and they're not, and that's supposed to be a laugh.
But why is she
something.
doing this?
I don't know.
And if she wants to jump on the bed, fine. But why is Ray there? Why is Ty underneath her? Like,
why are they making those noises?
It's so strange. Okay, moving on. My note was, what's going on?
Valid question.
Down at the dock. I wrote down at the rock. Down at the dock, a resort employee pulls in a boat, and here's like clinking.
That's Derek, isn't it?
I think so.
Is that Derek?
Yeah, I think so. And then we find out that the clinking was actually just from Jack Black.
Hey.
with dreads. The employee's foot gets caught in the rope and he falls into the water. As he pulls himself up, the fisherman killer is there and he kills him. Uneventful.
Again, for what
He's
purpose
not even, like,
or
in
reason?
Front of them. It's not even like, hey, this is your friend. Looks like he's just killing people.
Because like I almost could have seen a way where if it was like an older guy working there, because Ben Willis was supposed to have worked there. If it was like a revenge thing, but this guy's young. There's no way he worked there when Ben Willis worked there, so he's killing him for no reason.
I like the idea of like the employees were there, like. Mrs. Voorhees type of like, you were there, so I'm also gonna kill you, and it makes more sense why the fodder just get killed off.
Well,
but they don't
that's
do
kind of what it is for Estes. He's the guy who like helped bring their bags, right? Because I think he was there at the time.
but they don't get
Um,
into it. Like,
no, but like the only part is when he like kind of confronts Will and like it hits him with an oar later.
yeah,
But also I can't believe I forgot to bring up when he was bringing the bags to the room. He asked like, "Oh, why are they there?" And they bring up the whole thing about the contest. He knows that the capital of Brazil is not Rio because he mentions it. But when they say that, he just goes along with it. He says
it
nothing.
wasn't convenient for the plot until later.
Exactly. I'm like, okay.
Let's get through this. We see Ray, who is at a payphone, trying to reach Julie. Nobody answers the call at the resort. Housekeeping comes around in the dead of night, and there's nobody staying at this resort except for this group, as we've established. And the housekeeping is coming literally in the dead of night, which is strange.
Why? Yeah. Why is there even laundry to do?
That's what, like,
Yeah.
it would only be their rooms, and also wait till the morning. What?
Yeah, that is strange. I don't
And
understand
there's
that.
blood on some of the linen that she picked up from one of the rooms, from killing the guy on the dock, Derek. We
Yeah.
think. The killer slashes her up and picks her body up by the hook, which I will never get tired of. I do.
That's
like,
crazy
it's
looking.
very scary every time he like lifts someone up by the hook.
I would love to know what kind of like upper arm trap shoulder strength you
crazy.
have to do that. It's crazy.
Carla and Ray are kissing in the hot tub. This part pisses me off. He's
Okay, the
actually
hot
trying to have
tub
sex with her in the hot tub. That is very public. I guess he thinks it's private, but then Will shows up and crashes the. Go ahead.
First, Jack Black shows up.
Oh yes, he does. I forgot.
Yes. He goes up and is basically like, "You guys want to smoke some bud?" And they're like, "No,
Right.
go away."
Comes out of the water.
And I know this is not the point, but like he's smoking it, and he swims backwards, and every time he goes back, his joint dips into the water, and I was like, "There's no way you are gonna be able to light that, man! Like, there's no way."
Yeah.
But when Will shows up, especially now knowing that he's the killer, it was so funny.
That is funny.
He knows what he's doing because he's pretending to be oblivious, but he knows what he's doing.
I kept saying Carla and Ray. Fucking Ty. God.
It's because you forgot Ray was a character in this movie. Because we
fucking
never
Ray?
see him. We never see him until he's committing a felony.
Oh my God, he's pissing me off. Ty pisses me off more because he's like so mad that. Okay. Let me dive into this scene a little bit more. He's so mad that they're not having sex in the public hot tub. And she isn't saying no at the moment. But then she says she's looking for a hair tie. And he said, I don't want to be talking about hair care. Because he wants to have sex with her. And all she said was, where's my hair tie? That's all she said.
Any half-second delay is too much for him.
If she says any words that aren't pertaining to having sex with him, he's pissed.
He's so mad.
It's driving me crazy. Jack Black comes out of the pool and stops them. Ty immediately tries to have sex with Carla again. They're interrupted by Will, which this is actually funny because Will is the killer. Or one of the killers. Ty is an asshole to him for joining them. And then I put Ty as the biggest fucking wannabe loser baby I've ever seen because he's he's really pissing me off. Julie gets out of the shower, and at this point I check the time, and we are only halfway done with this movie.
Oh boy.
Which is insane.
This movie is longer than it should be.
Yes.
You said it was an hour 44.
41.
Hour 41 doesn't need to be.
No, take out 20 minutes.
Yeah. You could take out 15, 20 minutes easy.
And then her toothbrush is missing, and we had so Carla's hair tie was missing, and Julie's toothbrush is missing, which we do come back to later.
Which is a weird writing choice, I think, because hair tie, I get. People lose those all the time. It's like, you don't just lose your toothbrush unless it's like...
It off.
Like your first day there, you could be like, "Oh, did I forget to pack it?" I'd get that, but it seems like you'd already unpacked and knew it was there because you were looking for it up at like that's the sink.
Yeah.
Why would you take
more concern?
It'd be like, where the hell did my toothbrush go? Yeah.
Yeah, I'd probably think Will took it because he's creepy. Anyway.
Yeah, I'd be like, "Yeah, weirdo, what are you doing with my toothbrush?"
The killer walks behind her, or does he? We don't know because she has dream sequences in this movie. Blood is dripping in the closet, so she opens the door and looks up, and the employee from the dock was hung up there and drops to the floor. Right?
Yeah.
No, he drops
He drops
hanging
in front of her.
and
Yeah.
blood is dripping to the floor. Julie goes to find the gang. They all get there, including the front desk guy. That's just what I named him because I didn't know
I don't
it was.
know what his name was, but I was just gonna call him Jeffrey Combs.
Jeffrey Combs is there, and he's pissed off because there's nothing there, and it is spotless. No blood, nothing to be seen. If they
Yeah.
cleaned up that quick, they would need some kind of bleach or something, and they don't smell anything. It's just gone. But this is presumably not in Julie's head. It's just cleaned up. So,
Yeah.
or is it? It doesn't
And-
matter. She has dream sequences. They can just write it off to that.
And Jeffrey Combs is giving such "you're a hysterical woman" vibes about it. Like, and again, I think performance is everything for this. You could easily make that character so annoying.
Yeah.
And I think the way he plays it is so smarmy and like an asshole that I'm like, this is hilarious. He does not care about hospitality whatsoever.
No. But once he's done, then Ty, who is supposed to be her friend, also gaslights her and calls her a delusional, crazy bitch, essentially.
Because he's not getting any.
He's so fucking annoying. He's one of my least favorite characters of all time. So annoying.
Yeah.
Julie says she wants to leave, but Jeffrey Combs says she can't because the storm, the hurricane, the phone line is dead because the storms are coming.
I respect Julie's choice to check the phone herself even after he said
Yes.
that.
Yeah.
Because in horror movies, just in any situation like this, don't just trust the guy you don't know.
Yeah.
Like, check the phone yourself. I appreciate that she did that.
Yep. We see a guy that we met earlier on the island. I think this was Estes. Yes. At this point, I didn't know
Yes.
who he was. I heard his name later.
Gotcha.
And he is chanting, essentially. And we see Julie's toothbrush at the time. And we find out later that he's practicing voodoo.
I have so many issues with this plot line.
Well, okay.
Because
Go ahead.
I know that it's like he's good in the end, right?
Yeah.
But they're playing on everyone's perception of voodoo that comes from horror movies. And real actual like Haitian voodoo is not at all like they portray it. And it's like all of even like the stuff in his office is so stereotypical, like Scooby-Doo Spooky Island type like voodoo. But in that one it's supposed to be like a theme park. That's not supposed to be a real person.
Yeah.
It's just they're making him such a stereotype even though he is a good guy in this, you know?
I do think to give, like, not that I want to give the writers any credit, but I think that they were trying to say something good here of, like,
Yeah.
oh, they're going to think it's this. Even if they don't portray it well in the movie, they're going to be like, this is what the audience perceives voodoo as, so we're going to make it very voodoo of, like, what you would think. And then he's actually trying to protect them with it and use it for good.
Yeah.
So I do think that they're trying something good. They just portrayed it not the best.
And I think it's not even just here. It stems all the way back through the history of horror, right? Because like
always.
the first stories of zombies came from when people saw like it all came from when people visited Haiti and saw Haitian voodoo. That's when the first like the first inklings of zombie stories came from. But like it was told from this like white racist perspective of where it was like not understanding what was going on.
Course.
So it's like very hard to separate horror tropes from that because that's like how it was birthed.
Right.
Shout out to Chelsea from Dead Meat because I think she's the reason I know some of that stuff. She did a whole research thing on it.
Nice. I've been listening to their Saw videos.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's made me want to do another Saw-a-thon.
I appreciate sometimes she goes like deep into like the history of it, and you know that appeals to me. But yeah, so like I think you're right. I think they were trying to like turn that trope on its head and like do something better with it.
I felt the same
just
way
also
if he was bad. Then I would have been like, ooh. But then it was like they had a bad perception of what he was doing, and he was actually just trying to protect them and use it for good.
I think what I'm getting at is even if it's for good, the portrayal of how someone would do quote unquote voodoo is like still just like, oh, this is such a
Of
stereotype,
course.
you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not surprising.
No.
Okay. We let's see. Super confused at that part. Because it was like, oh, he has her toothbrush, and I
It's a
was like,
toothbrush.
who is this?
Yeah.
Jack Black goes to smoke a bong.
As one does.
Yep, the killer stabs his hand with the hook,
Hmm.
and then this made me mad because the killer, while he's like kind of hooked there with his hand, the killer looks at a rack of essentially a bunch of different tools he could use to kill Jack Black, and I think he
Yeah.
chooses the least creative way to
Yeah.
kill him and just takes a pair of shears and stabs it in his heart. I was like, that was so
That's
lazy.
it?
After they set it up of being like something crazy is about to, it was like, you chose that? Why would you set it
I
up that
know.
way if he's gonna die like that? Like,
And it wasn't done in like a tongue-in-cheek way
no,
of like where you look at like in like a comedy movie where it's like you look at all these crazy ones and then you pick up the least scary
yeah,
one. I will give Jack Black credit, and I might be biased, but I think he does a great horror movie Scream here
ah,
before he dies. I was like, he really like went for it,
yeah,
and I appreciate that.
Jack Black, national treasure. um, okay, we cut back to Ray, who shows up to a pawn shop to pawn off the engagement ring. Okay, so follow my notes here. Okay, this
Yeah,
is my train of thought. Ray shows up to pawn off an engagement ring to buy a ticket to the
yeah.
Bahamas. I guess. Wait, never mind. Maybe he's already there, but it was for a gun. I guess unregistered, by the way. But like, was it for the
So,
gun? Because I
so
thought he was there
yes,
to get money to get the ticket to the Bahamas, but I guess he's already in the Bahamas.
he's not in the Bahamas yet.
Okay,
I think he's
so he
in
has the money
Florida.
to boat or
No. His plan is to get the gun
he
and
does.
force someone at gunpoint to give him a boat. Yeah.
Well, because then he would have the gun when he got there
Yeah.
to protect it, and he spent all of his money, I guess.
It
I was confused.
yeah. His plan is super flawed, and the way this interaction goes down is very like not realistic. I think that actor that he's talking to is from like Sons of Anarchy.
Oh, interesting.
I think that he was also in Bates Motel. Towards
never watched
in one
the
of the
last
later
season of
seasons. But like I recognize the guy.
Hmm.
But like the way that Ray goes about this, he goes up and is like, I have this engagement ring.
Yeah.
And the guy's like, all right, there's not a huge market for that. And Ray's basically just like, well, you're gonna take it. And he's like, and I don't want money, I want that gun.
Yep.
And the guy just kind of laughs at him and is like, that gun is worth more than I could sell this ring for.
Yeah.
And then Ray just says, well, too bad, you're gonna give it to me. And he says, fine. And he gives it to him and puts bullets in it. He's like, is it loaded? And he's like, no. And he's like, well, load it. The way this interaction would go down is as soon as you try to tell the pawn shop owner what to do, he'll pull a gun out on you and say,
This is
I'm the one in charge here.
this
Okay.
is crazy. Also, he says it's worth $300. Doesn't he?
I guess
He offers him
pawned.
three?
I don't know what the pawning versus like dollar value rate is. And I don't know what in 1998 this would cost, but like a ring that size, if it's only $300, that's not a real diamond.
Well,
There's
also,
no
if you're
way.
buying a gun at a pawn shop, they can't register. That's
What were the rules?
I'm not.
Oh.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Also-
They needed him getting a gun quickly.
Maybe if he was like, I'm assuming he's in Florida or something, right? Because he gets on a boat to go to the Bahamas.
Yeah.
It might actually be that easy to get a gun in Florida.
Maybe,
I don't know.
maybe. Okay. The gang are all sleeping in the same bed at this point. Ty is awful to Julie again. I don't remember what he said, but he's just terrible.
I don't know either.
Will calls him an asshole.
Mhm.
Ty is mad. Well, people should have been calling him an asshole this entire time. Ty is mad that Carla asked him to hang out with Will because he wants to have sex with her.
What? He hasn't mentioned it once.
So Ty
He gets
Road
really mad.
goes out.
He gets-
yeah,
Yeah, he gets really mad at Will for talking about the weather.
yeah, because he wants to have sex with Carla.
Right. Yes.
If you didn't know,
If you didn't.
Will sees Estes staring at them. Julie and Carla go down to the gym and then get a tanning bed for Julie. and she gets in. Carla hears noises from the hotel dryer and just lets herself in. But when it's just a
What?
dryer,
Why would you open it?
why would you be there? It's just a dryer.
Why would you be there? Why wouldn't you just assume that the hotel staff is doing laundry?
I know. But she leaves, and she also, at this point, has walked away, so Julie is there in the tanning bed alone. Yeah. But Carla opens the dryer, and the housekeeping person is in there, dead. So she's freaking out. Will and Ty go and find Jack Black dead. The killer shows up at Julie's tanning bed and zip ties her into it. Setting it all the way up to high. Very Final Destination 3.
Very Final
Destination. But was done much better in Final Destination 3, if you say so. She screams and the rest go to save her. They go to find Brooks, which is apparently the name of the front desk guy. I wrote it down here. I found it. Brooks. It said it on his thing, so I wrote it down here.
No. That's Dr. Herbert West.
And he has machete on his head. Yeah. So he's dead.
Okay, yes, killed off screen, which is like
disappointing.
Come on, man. Jeffrey Combs gets killed off screen.
Disappointing.
I'm upset.
The communications for the off island are broken. Like they had the transmitter essentially. Misty Quigley probably got to it. And in blood above, Brooks says, I still know. Not enough blood to write the whole thing.
It's like very neat too. You would think that like if you did that, like it would like trickle down more, be messy. No.
It would say something about the Chamber of Secrets. What is
Speaking of Tarmovolo riddle, I know who opened the Chamber of Secrets, I think. I don't know.
I am.
That's probably not even close.
Tom Morpho riddle. I am Lord Voldemort. It's not even just switching the names. I can't.
That picture of Luke wearing the Superman outfit. I zoomed in to the stuff in the background, and there's a copy of Chamber of Secrets just lying on the floor.
That thing is so crusty. That thing is so crusty. We did not take care of that thing.
No.
Okay, so they see the I still know. They go. Sorry, killer. Wait, the rest went and saved Julie. At this point, it took way too many of them to undo the zip tie and break the zip tie.
You know what? I appreciate them just like breaking it.
Yeah.
Because I feel like sometimes in horror movies, people are like, I don't know how to get it. Like, okay, pick up something big and just start smashing. Then just do it. Yeah.
Julie tells them that they never found Bill and Willis's body, and she tells them the whole story here.
Carla gets.
Sorry, did you hear that?
I didn't. I saw her jump though. Carla has this weird reaction to like the story. She's like, "Why wouldn't you tell me the whole thing?" I'm like,
"It's Julie's business."
It's also Julie's only known her for like maybe a year.
Yeah.
And this is like her deepest, darkest secret and something very traumatizing. Why are you not more understanding?
She does not have to talk about it.
Exactly. It's like you're like offended she didn't tell you the whole thing.
And she told you when she thought that it was concerning Carla.
It was pertinent, yeah.
And so as soon as she thinks that, this is actually happening, because everyone has told her that it's in her head before. Now it's real, and so she tells Carla immediately, and Carla's mad that she didn't tell her before.
That is a great point. Everyone's been telling her, you're crazy.
Yeah, so why would she
tell her? It's all
in
your head. And then get mad at her for not, like, saying more about it. It's like, oh my god, I can't win with you people.
Yeah. Carla also tells her that is mad because she's her best friend, even though she hasn't acted like it this whole movie. She's been a bad friend to her. Ray is on a bus, I guess.
He's on a bus?
Yeah, I remember some older lady turns around and stares at him.
Oh yeah, because he's still kind of like beaten to shit and like has a sling.
He just gets like judged by this lady. It's so funny.
He's literally not doing anything. He's just a little beat up, and she's looking at him like,
why is Ray in this?
I don't know. Ray's there to Deus Ex Rake at the end.
Yes. In both movies.
Yes.
So the group goes to where where Estes stays,
Yeah, I think it's his room.
His room, and he's not there. Ty assumes that he's the killer because of the voodoo stuff that he has in his place. Julie, this is where it gets not great. Julie finds bones and chicken's talons and
Yeah.
just stuff all over the walls and everything. But then they find Carla's hair tie and Julie's toothbrush. Julie says it's voodoo, and then they leave, go to the lobby, and Julie sees the globe spinning. Wait,
Yes.
is there another name for it? Globe.
I think it's just a big globe, right?
For some reason, I thought there was another word for like the ones in the classrooms. Like,
Oh, there might be. I don't know. Is there?
I don't know. I think
that.
I'm losing it. There's a globe spinning, and then Estes shows up here. Is there another name?
A big globe can be referred to as a giant globe, huge globe,
Okay.
colossal globe. I guess it's just a globe. I don't know.
I don't know what I'm thinking. Okay, but Estes shows up and he tells Julia that the capital of Brazil is not Rio.
Mm-hmm.
So they're like,
why
oh my
wouldn't
God,
you say it earlier?
This whole thing is a setup. Then Ty holds Estes up by his throat, and he says that he found the bodies and did not kill them. Julie believes him. He says that he took their stuff to protect them. Ty is awful and now turns his blame to Julie.
Mm-hmm. As one does.
It's very what was the guy's name? The Helen's boyfriend in the first movie?
Oh, Ryan Philippe's character. What the hell was his name? He was my favorite because he sucked.
No idea.
It was Barry.
Barry. Yes. He sucked in a funny
way.
But it's like that's how Ty is supposed to be, of like blaming Julie, like just but not as good. And some would say it wasn't good the first time. I'm not one of those people. I liked Barry.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Estes says he knows what they're talking about and can take them somewhere. Ray then shows up to get someone to boat him to the island. He pulls the gun on him and forces him to take him through the hurricane, Dexter style.
So I forgot that because of how this movie is, I forgot that Ray, since he's a fisherman, he knows how to pilot a boat.
So he just steals the boat.
So he just steals it, because I was like, how are you're gonna make this guy go out in a hurricane, and then when we see Ray on the pilot it, driving the boat, is it called driving the boat? Sailing the boat? It's not a sailboat.
I don't.
Either way, I was like, oh, duh.
I think it's just driving.
Yeah. Yeah, I was like, duh, he knows how to drive a boat. He's a fisherman.
Steering the boat.
He's steering, driving, sailing, whatever. Yeah.
Now, Matt, this brings up a very important question. You're saying that Ray is, you think he's in Florida?
I would assume so. How else do you get to the Bahamas on a boat?
Now, he's driving into a hurricane, leaving from Florida. Maybe
like
from
someone
Miami?
else we know?
Someone else that we talked about earlier today? Because I don't
someone
like
else
Dexter
who
Blood.
Isn't actually dead for some reason. Yeah.
Drove into a hurricane and survived somehow. He also uses the line, I somehow survived in Dexter New Blood, by the way.
No way.
Yes, he did.
They did a Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah, they did. He
the
said,
dead speak.
I drove into a hurricane and I somehow survived. Which is true. How else would you survive a hurricane? You just
somehow.
Yeah. Your boat got destroyed. You survived somehow.
There's don't ask me.
Don't ask. Doesn't matter. I'll get into it later with you.
Also,
because something else pissed me off.
Something that doesn't matter, but I wanted to bring up is that the actor who plays Estes was in the original Night at the Museum as one of the old guards.
Oh yes, yes.
And this is the only other movie that I think I've ever seen him in, so I want to give him a shout out. I think his name is Bill Cobbs.
Bill Cobbs, yes, and he was in a lot of stuff, but small roles. Yeah. So yeah,
one of those character actors.
Ooh, nice.
Shout out Bill Cobbs. Yeah.
Estes tells them about someone who died in room 201, and he thinks that the person who's doing this is the husband of the person who died, which is Ben. We know that by this point. He brought them. Well, we don't know that it's Ben. He hasn't revealed himself, but he brought them to a graveyard that has Sarah Willis's grave, which is confused me, and her mother's, and
Susie
Susie Willis.
Susie's the daughter. Is the mother named Sarah?
Dude,
I don't know.
probably not. My notes are just atrocious. And
So
then
wait, when they're walking there, that's the first time that Estes mentions that the caretaker he's talking about, that he doesn't mention my name, had 2 kids. And that was the moment that I knew that Will was either the killer or in on the killings. So I was like, okay, we're introducing a new kid,
very
and this
Scream
is the
6
one.
of it.
Yeah, this is the one guy
Yeah.
who's like new. That yeah, I
Yeah,
was like,
of
okay,
course.
well, they telegraphed the crap out of that
Yeah,
one.
of course. I did not notice that line. I was not paying enough attention.
It was very fast. Like as they were
Man, dude,
walking,
they got me.
wide shot. I know.
There's a grave for Julie there. Um, Estes is then just gone.
He's like, I gotta go take care of something.
Sprints away, I guess. The others go to the hotel kitchen.
Except for Will,
But
who's like,
Will,
I gotta
who
go
cheats at
see.
Estes. Yes. Gotta go see what Estes is doing.
Just runs off, which cemented my opinion that okay, he's bad. What are you doing? That's such sus behavior.
But also, then Estes hits Will with the paddle. But why did Estes run off from the rest of them? And then if he hits Will with the paddle, then he suspected Will. But why didn't he just say that in front of everyone and reveal him? Why did he run off? Did he think everyone was involved? Was he trying to get off the island? Is that why he was at the boat, like a small rowboat? But what's his plan? Because there's a hurricane.
I'm gonna just bear with me while I indulge and give the writers too much credit.
Okay, go ahead.
Maybe he didn't realize Will was bad until he let him there. Put 2 and 2. Oh, he doesn't know Will's name, but
Ben,
but what if he
Will
did?
Ben's
He's like
son?
Ben's son.
Why did he
But
run
you're right.
away?
If he suspected him, why did he just like run off and try to escape and let them all die? I don't.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on here. But then we cut to the others who are in the kitchen, and then they go to the pantry because Ty is hungry.
So hungry.
People are
He's so
dying,
hungry.
and
He's got 2 moods, and they both start with H. He's horny or he's hungry.
Yes.
And there's no in between.
God, what? Why is this happening? They see a rat, so it's like a jump scare because they see a rat. Yeah. And then they see Nancy, who's a bartender, and she comes out and she hits Ty with a kitchen utensil. It's like one of those roller things for like pizza dough.
Oh, a rolling pin, yeah.
Rolling pin. Ty then, of course, calls her a crazy bitch for no reason after he gets up, because she was protecting herself and thought that he was the killer, and he has to call her a crazy bitch.
Why wouldn't you just be like, no, I get it. It's a very scary time. We're all jumpy. No, you have to be like, wow, that was crazy behavior.
Yes. And then Ty says his final line, which he proves Matt wrong, that he does not have only 2 moods. He has 3, because this is his last line. He says he's tired, he's hungry, and he's horny. And then the killer hooks him with the rope from behind, like through the neck.
Yeah.
And I'm so happy at this point. I'm feeling good. I'm like, this movie is great.
Was Ben Willis just up in the rafters?
Yes.
Like how did he get there?
I wasn't paying enough attention. I was too happy that he had died.
I don't care how much you were paying attention, you wouldn't have seen anything, because it's just
true.
all of a sudden he steps down behind him from somewhere. I don't know
Comes down
where.
from somewhere. The directing is weird.
Yeah.
Then they go to like an attic of this hotel.
Randomly, yes.
And then they see that that's where Ben has been camping out, which is very Black Christmas of it.
Billy.
Yes. That movie is still the scariest thing I've ever seen in my life. The original Black Christmas, scariest thing I've ever seen.
That's a good movie.
Because it's not relying on jump scares, it's just relying on creepiness and just how
it's relying on
scary Billy is. So good.
Speaking of creepy, Ben Willis has been watching Julie through a window or a 2-way or a 1-way mirror, I guess you call it.
From the ceiling, but that's also where his son has been sleeping too. So
Weird.
Yeah, don't think about it too much. Killer goes down with her. They like fall through the glass.
Yeah.
She jumps onto the roof from the bedroom window. Was that
Wait,
Julie?
it
No,
was
that's Carla. Sorry,
Carla.
I
Carla,
missed that
yeah.
part. I missed a line. Sorry. Let me start that over. Carla falls through a bit. She gets stuck, and then really falls through the ceiling and onto Julie's bed, or Julie does. The killer goes down with her. Oh no, this is all Carla. I'm mixed up. Carla eventually
It's Carla. It's just
jumps out
Carla.
of the window onto the roof. So we get another roof scene. I always like roof scenes in movies because it's Halloween 4.
Of course.
She has to walk on glass. I
It
don't
made
know
me
what's
think of
going on.
Don't Breathe. I think there was a scene where
Yeah.
they was like on the roof. Yeah.
But she ends up in a greenhouse. She falls through another glass ceiling, and it's like in a greenhouse almost. There's a bunch of plants everywhere.
Yes. Yes.
I don't know what's happening, obviously, from my notes. Julie and Nancy chase after her for help, to help her. The door that they see her through is locked, and the killer comes up in the greenhouse behind her. He walks very slow for some reason.
Well, this also begs the question. I know that she was trying to like run away from him,
Yeah.
but like he was like up on something, right? There was an unlocked door, and you went right for the locked one, and then he came in through the unlocked door.
Yep.
So before he had like come down and around, you could have just gone out the unlocked door.
Yeah, because she didn't know where he was, too. It wasn't like
No.
she knew he was that way. Anyway, Julie gets the emergency axe and breaks the window, another window, so she can, like, squeeze through. The killer barely misses her. They go down to the storm shelter now, and then the dead bodies are down there. Will comes down and gets them, and they leave the storm shelter. So it's like 30 seconds.
I think if at this point you don't at least suspect Will,
Yeah, it's
I don't know what you're doing, because the last time we saw him, Estes smacked him with an oar.
Yeah.
Right.
And then he's down there.
And now he's just there and doesn't bring it up. It's just so suspicious.
Literally, my next note was Estes definitely attacked him because he's involved. Confirmed.
Yep,
like
for sure.
We thought so before, but it's confirmed now. Carla and Nancy leave, and they just leave.
Well, they look for a first aid kit because
what
Will
they're
has
doing.
blood on him.
Okay.
But
they leave. I don't know.
So this is the part of this that doesn't make sense to me. I guess maybe because you're like since there's a killer on the loose, you want to trap paired. But I think it would take, you would say one person go get the first aid kit and two stay back with Will.
Yes.
But I don't know. I don't know.
Whatever. They leave, so then Will can reveal that the blood on his clothes is not his. And then he drags her outside, essentially. And we see that Estes has been stabbed. So he's been stabbed with the pitchfork. And then
I thought it was a harpoon.
I thought it was a pitchfork, but probably a harpoon. That makes more sense. Anyway, he's stabbed with something large. And then he falls on Nancy. So then the other killer comes up, who is Ben, and sticks it all the way through Estes, so it kills Nancy too. Rest in peace, Nancy.
And I do think that Ben is the only killer. I think Will is just aiding him.
Okay.
Because I think every time there's a kill, I think it's plausible that it's Ben. And usually we know where Will is whenever there's a kill happening.
Okay.
So I think that he's just aiding and abetting his father. But I can't say for sure.
You sound like
I've only seen the movie once.
You sound like one of those people who's like, John Kramer's not actually a murderer. He never actually.
He actually has never killed anybody. Okay.
Pissed me off so much. Okay, Julie, what's happening here? Takes the knife that she had and slices Will a bit. I thought he knocked her out, but then she kept talking, so I was like, oh, she's not knocked out. And this is where he reveals Will Benson. Will Ben's son fucking
Hilarious.
killed me. It's fucking awful. But it's
funny.
kind of iconic.
It is iconic.
So I'm good with it, but I absolutely hate it as well.
I think that's going to be a reference point for me for a long time.
Will
Like
Benson.
watching a movie, if anyone Like anytime there's a reveal like that, it's gonna be a Ben's son
Yeah, it's
type reveal.
crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Ben comes up from behind her and is gonna stab her while she's talking to Will. Then
Mm-hmm.
Ray finally fucking shows up and he holds the gun to him, pulls the trigger, it doesn't go off.
Which actually makes sense to me because it's soaking wet. He's been in the rain.
Yes, but it's also like
But
you just showed up in this movie.
well,
You do
here's the
nothing.
thing too. Not like 5 minutes later, Julie fires off 5 more rounds that go off just fine. Which I think they probably shouldn't have if the gun was so wet that one of the
Is
bullets
that why
wouldn't
it
go
didn't
off.
go off though? I couldn't tell why.
My guess is just because it got wet. Because if those bullets get wet, they're not going to go off. Yeah,
Well,
like if they get too wet, you
I
know.
thought he hadn't loaded it right or something. I don't know. Anyway,
It's possible.
the gun
I
doesn't
don't
go
know.
off, so Ray fights Will. Julie breaks free from Ben. Ben then runs at Ray, who is being held by Will. But Ray moves out of the way, and Ben stabs his son, killing him.
Right in the chest.
Yes.
It's just so poorly planned.
Yeah.
Why would you
Just
run at
terrible.
him like that?
It's just
Why?
terrible. Yeah. Julie gets the gun to work magically, and she shoots Ben 5 times. He falls into the grave that they had made for Julie. And that's basically like the end of that. The morning comes, and a rescue team is coming for them. Carla is actually alive. Wait, did I miss what happened with Carla?
I think
Or did she just
so.
run?
She went off. I think she was with Nancy when Nancy got killed, and then that was like it. I think until we see her again. I can't
Did I
remember.
miss something?
If you did, I did too.
Okay.
But either way,
We'll see if it's
Carla's
in Kelly's
still there.
notes when we go through those.
Yeah.
Okay. Morning comes and a rescue team is there for them. We find out Carla's alive. Back at Southport, I think, or somewhere else. They bought a home with Julie
knows?
bought a home with Ray. This could be a dream.
How? She's a college student and he's a fisherman.
We don't know how far in the future this is. Does it say 1 year later?
This is, I wouldn't be surprised. This is, they got a subprime mortgage. They're the reason that the housing
This is
popped.
crazy.
That's
They are engaged or married. I think this is a dream sequence. Julie
it's gotta be.
gets into bed. Ray is brushing his teeth and can't hear when she calls. But then Ray looks at his toothbrush and goes, "I love this thing."
That's the best line of the movie.
So good. That is so Freddie Prinze Jr. being like Fred.
Yeah, it's so funny.
And it's like, dude, why couldn't he have been like this just like the whole movie and been
I
in the movie
know.
like this and not just being annoying when he showed up? Anyway, Julie goes to close a window that's open, doesn't see the muddy shoe prints that were left. And now her closet's open. Was it before? I don't know.
The biggest muddy footprints I've ever seen. He has size 17. Why were they so big?
Yeah. But she sits on the bed. She sees Ben in a reflection of something. And he's under the bed and he pulls her under. She screams and claws at the ground and the movie ends. And that is I Still Know What You Did Last Summer.
It is definitely giving the same vibes as the end of the first one in that it was probably filmed later in because what is this scene?
What is it?
I
hate this ending. Except for I love this thing.
I love this thing. Hilarious.
Okay, I'm gonna go through Kelly's notes. There are quite a few, and we might be doing the same. Might repeat some of the same things.
Yeah.
But I want to make sure I do my due diligence here. Luke did not give me notes, and I'll put a timestamp. But I'll also put Kelly explaining it to Luke for 18 minutes, essentially.
Yes.
At the very end of this video. But okay, some notes that Kelly had. If Julie James doesn't have bangs, is she really Julie James?
No.
Julie James is Catholic. I know what you did last summer in the confessional. Okay, Ben Willis, prophetic. I can't read it so hard
Oh.
actually. Sorry. Okay, Ben Willis, prophetic dream of things to come. I see you go off, girl. Will Benson, perhaps.
She knew.
Kelly got it immediately.
I don't recall ever hearing his
I
full
guess you
name
did, because
until
that's one of her first notes.
I wasn't paying attention.
Good job, Kelly.
Yeah.
Why is this movie on 1.5x speed? Ray is so dumb with a heart.
He's so dumb.
Say it with me, kids. Just because it's a tracking shot doesn't mean it's good. That's good. Helen shivers serving dead wife realness.
Yeah, yep.
You find brandy in your closet in the middle of the night. What do you do? And then a new note that says brandy with 6 exclamation points. If you guys can hear Sky screaming,
Yeah,
she
that was
must
crazy.
be enjoying these notes. Can you hear this? This is crazy.
Not anymore.
Okay.
No.
She's further away. Okay, it's louder, but she's further away.
Oh, I heard one.
I think it's noise blocking unless I'm talking. Kelly's note here was his name is Will Benson, whatever that means. So I guess this is where it revealed Ben's.
I guess so.
Why does this movie have commercial breaks? Yes, that was a good point. They did like fade outs to black.
Yeah.
It seemed like it was like High School Musical where it faded to Disney Channel ads. They kept doing that, but just in the movie itself, not for Tubi or anything. It's just in the movie.
Yeah. Why do they do that?
That's a good point, Kelly. I meant to bring that up. Good job. Carla Wilson, Will, like Willis? No. Just no.
Could you imagine?
Julie may have a split personality disorder. Why is this filmed like an early 2000s romantic comedy? Solid point. Ray needs to stop driving cars. Yes. Okay. I was thinking that when he was in Southport, where he's driving in the middle of the night on the road, and I'm sure he's done this 360 times, right? Or it's been 2 years since they hit the guy. I would not be as comfortable as he is just jamming like ever on roads like that again.
I would be like white knuckling, making sure there's nobody out here.
Just chilling.
Yep.
The next note Kelly has is, today we learned that Ray can outrun a car on the open road and dodge a semi-truck.
Yeah.
Yep. Love this. Why the fuck are we in the Bahamas?
That we never get that answered, really.
Yeah. Jack Black, Jeffrey Combs. I feel like I'm what? Oh, no, sorry. It looks like a new note. This feels like I'm being pummeled by white men. I have a weird attachment to.
It is telling. I feel like that, like, two of the more prominent, like tertiary characters in the Bahamas are white. It's like, oh, okay. yeah.
Next note: there's no way Jack Black and Adam Devine aren't related.
That is a great point. It's very much the same energy. Wow.
Jack Black never not putting 110% into his performances. The next one's just a quote. I finally got you alone in this jacuzzi. I hate
the most intimate private place you can be.
Yes, the public jacuzzi. This Bahamas is giving Seed of Chucky Hollywood. Yes, it is. That's a really solid point.
Great point.
Jeffrey Combs' face is the main character of this movie.
He steals the show when he's on screen, for me personally.
I want to rewatch his scenes, okay? Not that it should matter who he is, but it does.
Once you know that it's Herbert West, it just gives a different flavor to everything he says.
The four of them serving Bob and Carol and Ted and Alice realness.
Bob.
I don't understand that one, Kelly. I'm sorry.
Bob and Ted. I feel like I'm going to be embarrassed that I don't understand either.
Look up Bob, Carol, Ted, Alice. Like it's a shirt where the people have like the shirts.
Bob, Alice, Ted, Carol.
Yeah.
Oh, it is literally a movie called Bob and Carol and Ted and Alice. And there's a photo of all of them all sleeping in the same bed. And that is what she's referencing. It's a Natalie Wood movie. We got there.
Will Benson is so silly and also a murderer for sure.
For sure.
These guys need to take natural disasters more serious.
They're just like,
Mhm.
it's fine.
They're just in the jacuzzi as a hurricane's approaching.
It's
Um,
fine.
Rip Jack Black and Jeffrey Combs gone too soon.
Hmm.
Why the hell are the Willis's graves in the Bahamas?
It doesn't make any
Nope.
sense.
Um, yes, Julie James screaming at the air again.
Oh, I can't believe we
Yes,
didn't bring that up.
Yes, so good.
Whatever she says this time is not as memorable as "What are you waiting for?"
Oh, it's so good in the first one, but no
Yeah,
matter what, if she's screaming in the air, it's always good.
yeah, it's always good.
Ray's journey is really something else.
Yeah, that's one way to put it.
The fisherman literally materializes from the sky. I'm assuming that's where he gets Ty.
Yeah, 100%. He just comes out of nowhere.
Yep. Julie James with an axe! Exclamation points.
Hmm.
Justice for Estes. Justice for Nancy.
Hmm.
Will and Ray catfight.
Yes.
Julie James with a gun! Exclamation points. Yes, Brandy made it out alive. And then Ray and his toothbrush with a heart.
Yes.
That really does sum up
Yes.
the movie.
It really does.
Um, okay, Matt, do you recommend this movie?
Yeah. No. No, 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 no.
Would you say that this is above or below the first movie?
This is definitely below. Like the first movie definitely has its issues, but like those issues are definitely more fun, I think. And like this one is can be fun depending
Mm-hmm.
on the part and I think who you're watching with and what yeah, right circumstances. But it's not a good movie. It's not a well-made film.
No. Um, Luke and Kelly. Well, you'll hear Kelly explaining it and also their quick thoughts, but they both did not say it was better than the first one, at least.
No.
And I also agree. So this one is ranked second so far.
Step down.
Underneath the first one. I don't even just like the vibe of this movie. It almost gives like H2O, where it's like Halloween 20 years later, where it's like now it's
Yeah.
in California, so it's a completely different vibe, and it just feels
Vibes are off.
wrong.
Mm.
But just everything about this movie just feels. The first movie's not great, but I really liked it. This movie,
Yeah.
I just straight up did not have a good time watching, and I am very worried for next week because I've heard this one of the
Oh,
worst.
and you should be. I'm gonna give my little just in defense of this movie, even though I don't recommend it and I
Matt's
don't think it's
biased
good.
because he watched "I'll Always Know What You Did Last Summer."
And by comparison, these are the good aspects. It still has very little of Ray, but it has Freddie Prinze Jr.
That's true.
It has
He has him loving his
Jennifer
toothbrush.
Love Hewitt, yes, as Julie James.
Mhm.
It still, you can tell it's not Kevin Williamson's writing, but it feels, and it's like it feels like a continuation. It feels off because it's in the Bahamas, obviously, but it feels at least tangential to the first universe. You know, the first movie in the first, the universe in the first movie.
Mhm.
And they get some. When I said the side characters that I liked, it was the tertiary, the Jack Blacks, the Jeffrey
Yeah.
Combs. It's ridiculous. So those are my in defense of, because also Ben's son is just
so
an
fucking
all timer
cute.
for me. Yeah.
I will say, but like, basically everything this movie did was nothing different than the first movie, just worse. Like the group is just worse. Like it's in a new setting, which is worse. The characters' motivation or what they're doing makes less sense. Ty can't stop talking about having sex with Carla. Like
Yeah.
it just drove me crazy. Now I did like Jack Black. I did like certain Will Ben like certain aspects, but like again, that's where I put
It's
this
bad.
like a 4. I would not
Yeah.
go above a 4. I thought it's
Well-
pretty bad, but not the worst movie I've ever seen. Do not recommend.
The writing is just inherently flawed. Like the justification for things like why they're in the Bahamas is just so flimsy.
Oh,
There's just not a good enough reason
Yeah,
for
yeah.
it. Yeah.
I think that's the end of my thoughts though.
Yeah.
Next week we'll be doing "I'll Always Know What You Did Last Summer."
Mm-hmm.
But so far it is the first one ranked first, then this one. What definitively, unanimously amongst the 4 of us, we agree, which not surprising. And now enjoy 18 minutes of Kelly explaining the second half of this movie to Luke while they're in a car, and then their quick thoughts after. So, bye from us.
Bye.
Okay, explain. I still know what you did last summer. The last half of it.
What's the last thing that you remember?
They're in the hot tub. The guy got killed after Jack Black spoke to him.
Okay, unjustly killed.
Yes.
Okay, so you saw Will Benson join Tyrell and Carla in the in the jacuzzi.
I did not see him join them, so that's where I left off.
He joined them, and there's a really good line where he's like, there's this whole island, and you have to come into my jacuzzi. It was something like that. It was really good.
I heard you laugh.
But then, fuck. Okay, Julie opens her closet, and the body of the guy who was unjustly killed is in there.
Okay.
And so she starts screaming, and she runs out, and she tells them, and they're like splashing each other in the jacuzzi, and I was like, it almost got my hopes up for a split second that we were gonna have a threesome. We'll continue. So she tells them that there's a body in her closet, and Tyrell's a real dick to her. Because even if there isn't a body, she's obviously experiencing post-traumatic stress disorder, and they're just not taking it seriously at all, except for Carla. So they tell Jeffrey Combs, and he's so bitchy, and his facial expressions are the main character of this whole movie. It's insane. Oh fuck! There's a really good scene at the end of the movie I'll have to show you. But no, Jeffrey Combs is like, I can't deal with your fucking shit, you crazy woman. But then they're like, we need to get off this island, and he's like, there's literally a hurricane going on. I don't know what you expect from me. Which, fair.
Okay.
Are you following?
Yes.
Okay, so I don't know what happens after that. They're all like, there's a hurricane going, and they're all outside for some reason, trying to, I don't know. Oh, this is what happens. Titus.
Yes.
Jack
of course,
Black.
Titus, yes.
Dies too soon.
No.
Yeah. He doesn't really interact with them ever again.
No.
I know, it sucks.
The Interstate 5 sign is upside down.
They probably can only hear the car noises. Okay.
They definitely heard that semi.
So, Titus is smoking weed, because that's his only character. And he gets a hook in the hand, and then, like, a shear in his throat, and it's like, okay, the most interesting part of the movie is gone.
Yep.
And the girls, find this, like, gym thing. Anyway, Julie goes, okay, wait. Tyrell and Will Benson are looking for Titus.
Okay.
And they find his dead body.
No.
And then the girls find this, like, gym place, and Julie goes into a tanning bed, and it's straight up almost Final Destination 3.
Really?
Yeah, so the killer, except for this is where you see that the killer is in two places at once, because, but the killer zip ties the tanning bed closed and traps Carla in this place where there's a dryer for some reason, and then she opens the dryer because it's making noises, and there's a body in there, like, Psych. Didn't that happen in Psych?
Yes, here's Lassie.
Yes, it was just like Here's Lassie. So we see, how could the killer be in two places at once?
So it's Ben Willis and Will Benson.
What would make you say that? Will Benson has been with them the whole time. So that actually doesn't make sense, them being in two places at once, because...
But it is Will Benson and Ben Willis.
Says who? Okay, so then now they're like, okay, there really is a killer. They run to go find Jeffrey Combs. Jeffrey Combs, gone too soon, has a cleaver in his head.
No.
And it's so off-screen that I didn't know if it was real or not, but it's real. He's dead. And it's written in blood. It says, I know. Or, I still know. Anyway. Yeah, so now it's just the four. And then but now that things are actually going down, Tyrell is actually much better than he was before. I was not expecting it. He's actually, shit's getting done, except for he's so hungry.
Okay.
Julie he is. Like, he's actually better to Julie. He's like, hey, it's okay, we're gonna get out of here, but we need to find food.
That's really funny. Okay.
Because he's so hungry. So he goes to find food, and they find the bartender, Nancy,
Right.
who is just there so they can have an extra body.
No.
Yeah. So they find her, but she's alive. Oh my god. And then they're all talking, and Tyrell is like, we're fine. What we need to find is food. And I don't see any hook for a hand kill around here. And then the killer literally materializes from the sky and hooks him in the neck and kills Tyrell.
No.
Yeah, you really like Tyrell?
He regained. He rose once he was really hungry. Yeah.
Well, because the first half of the movie, he's just really horny, and that's his whole character. And then the
Then he's
second half of the movie, he's really hungry. Wait, so what were your feelings about the characters and everything that happened before you stopped watching? Thoughts on the opening
The opening.
with the cathedral?
Oh, I liked the cathedral, and then everything else was like, blah.
I also have a question for you. What is the capital of Brazil?
Rio de Janeiro.
Nope.
It isn't.
Nope.
What is it?
Okay, so they're running through the hotel, and Julie comes upon a globe.
And they realized
with
it's
the
wrong.
They realized it was wrong.
That's
Rio
good.
is not the capital.
What is it?
I don't know.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Rio's not the capital of Brazil. It was, the whole thing was a setup.
Yeah. Okay. I figured.
Right. Okay, so there, okay, this is the whole part about it. There's a man who's, like, trying to protect them. I don't know if you met him, but he has their toothbrush and, like, one of their hair ties because he's trying to put, like, a protection around them.
What?
Yeah. They try to make it some voodoo thing, but it's not really.
Okay.
Or, like, the way that they, the way that horror movies try to represent voodoo. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Anyway, so they meet this guy, and they're like, he's the killer, he has our toothbrush and everything. He's like, no, I'm actually trying to protect you. Let me show you something. And he takes them to a cemetery that has the Willis's graves. I don't know why the Willis's graves are
In the Bahamas?
in the Bahamas, but they are. But also, he tries to say that the reason everyone's acting so weird about the rooms 201 and 202 is that there was a couple that stayed there, and the man murdered his wife in there. And I don't know if he's trying to say that Ben Willis was that man.
Okay.
But their graves are, like, Susie Willis's grave is in the Bahamas.
Okay.
And then there's another plot that's freshly dug that has a tombstone with spray paint that says Julie James.
Okay.
And then she starts screaming at the air again.
Okay.
Yay, Julie James screaming at the air.
Yes.
So, and then he's like, then his name is Estes, he leaves, and Will Benson is like, where is he? I gotta go find him, and literally runs off into nowhere without a warning. And he finds Estes, and Estes hits him with a rope,
Okay.
with a rower. Okay, so now it's just the girls. The three girls are alone. Or
Okay.
maybe, I don't know what order things happen, but this is the order that I'm telling you. The three girls are alone. I think Tyrell was still alive at this point, but he's dead now. And they run back into Ben Willis. The three girls do. And then they split up because Ben Willis is covered in blood. And they need to go find a first aid kit. So Julie stays with Ben Willis. Not
Will
Ben
Benson.
Willis, Bill Benson. And Nancy and Carla go try to find the first aid kit, but they run into Estes, who has, like, a harpoon through him. Poor guy, gone too soon. He was
Yes.
just a nice old man. And then Ben Willis comes out, and so Estes, wait, no, before this, fuck. Okay, they're running through the hotel, and they're in the ceiling, beams so they don't fall through the ceiling. So it's like a chase scene in the ceiling. It's actually, the second half of this movie is much better than the first.
Okay.
But Carla gets her foot, she falls through, so her foot is stuck in the ceiling. And it's just the three girls, and I like when it's the three girls. I like when it's just Julie, Nancy, and Carla. But they get Carla out, but Ben Willis catches up with them, and they see in the ceiling that there's like a window to Julie's room that he's just been watching her through. And Carla and the killer fall through the glass. Let me tell you, Carla gets put through the ringer the second half of the movie. So they fall through the glass. She's still alive, and he's chasing her. They end up in some shed. He almost gets her. She falls through something else again. She keeps getting thrown through things. And then Carla. Anyway. No. Fuck. Nancy dies.
Okay.
Gone too soon.
Okay.
When they find Estes, a harpoon goes through. He falls onto her. The killer puts the harpoon through her as well.
Okay.
Nancy's dead. When Julie's alone with Will Benson, she's like, "You've got so much blood on you, but I can't find a wound." And he's like, "It's because it's not my blood. Because he's the killer.
Right.
Because he's the son of Ben Willis."
Right.
So he actually is pretty scary in this part.
Yeah. Dan Humphrey's dad?
Yes, Dan Humphrey's dad, who also looks like Jason Ritter.
Yes.
That's it.
Yes.
He's like dragging her. He drags her out to the grave that had her name spray painted on it. And he literally, like, quote, like, the actual quote from him. She goes, like, "You're the killer," whatever. He goes, "Yeah, Benson, son of Ben."
Okay.
Last thing we saw of Carla, she was fighting Ben Willis, I want to say. Now we're outside, and Julie's with both. Oh my god, I forgot to go through. Okay, I'll go back. Julie is with Ben Willis and Will Benson. Thanks. Oh, oops. Will Benson and Ben Willis. And out comes Ray.
Yeah,
Which last you saw of Ray, he was in the hospital.
And he escaped.
Right, because he can canonically outrun a semi. That was a good scene.
Semi?
A semi.
It was a semi that chased after him? I thought
It was a car, and then a semi came from the opposite direction.
Oh.
He comes out with a pistol. So what you've missed of Ray is that he had a whole journey. You would like this part of the movie. He escapes the hospital, pawns the engagement ring that he was going to give to Julie.
Okay.
In exchange for a gun.
Okay.
Ray buys a gun, holds this man, a porter, right? He needs a boat. So there's a hurricane.
So he
holds this man at gunpoint to give him a boat.
Good. I like that.
He drives a boat. He sails a boat in the middle of a hurricane to the Bahamas.
I like that.
And gets there in time.
I like it.
All while having a broken arm.
I like it.
Okay. Ray pops out from behind a grave with a gun and holds him at gunpoint. Some scuffle happens. Julie punches Will Benson in the stomach. He calls her a bitch. Yep. Something like that. There's a scuffle. It ends up being Will Benson has Ray. Oh, the gun doesn't go off. He does. So Ben Willis is like, "You don't have the guts to shoot me," and then Ray does pull the trigger, but it doesn't go off. And then there's a scuffle. Will Benson has Ray in like a headlock, and Ben Willis pulls up the hook to kill him, but then Will does nope. Ray does some maneuver or whatever. It doesn't really make sense. But he gets out of it, and Ben Willis ends up killing Will Benson. Nope. Yeah, Will Benson.
He killed his son.
He kills his own son on accident.
Okay.
And then Julie comes out of nowhere with the gun and just shoots Ben Willis like 10 times.
Okay.
And he falls into the grave that was made for Julie.
Okay.
And she's still pulling the trigger even after there's no bullets coming out.
Okay.
And then they make it back to the hotel and it's sunny suddenly. The hurricane's over. Carla's still alive.
Yay.
To make up for Helen.
Yay.
I'm assuming.
Yes.
What I like about the first half of this movie is that Helen is absolutely serving Julie James' dead wife.
Yes.
That picture of her on her nightstand?
Yes.
Carla is alive. Yay. Okay. Then we cut to another end sequence like the original, where the vibes are so off. I'm assuming it's just also another retcon.
Right.
Something that they retcon. Because they retcon the end of 1.
Yes.
Correct?
It's a dream.
Okay. Because everything is like, they're way too chirpy. Once again, Julie James has a split personality disorder.
Yes.
And, they're way too chirpy. Her and Ray are living in some house that's not decorated at all, and I don't know how they can afford that.
Okay.
Anyway, they're together. And, Julie's super chirpy, but then she's like, got a weird vibe. And she calls out to Ray, but he's using his electric toothbrush, and he can't hear her. And then once he's done brushing his teeth, you would love this. He's done brushing his teeth, he just looks down at his toothbrush and goes, man, I love this thing.
Okay, yes, I like that a lot.
And then Julie sits on the bed and sees in the window Ben Willis under the bed, and he pulls her under the bed. And that's the end of the movie. And she screams. So I'm assuming it's just another dream. Yeah.
My thoughts on that is I'd like the second half more than the first.
Mm-hmm. You would. You don't get enough Jack Black or Jeffrey Combs in the second half, but it is what it is.
You like it better or worse than the second one?
The first one?
Yeah.
The first one's definitely better.
Yeah.
I like the first one much better. However, this one has you know what? It wasn't terrible. It doesn't make sense as a sequel? Not really. Does it make sense as a horror movie? No. Did I have an okay time? I had an okay time.
Okay. That's how I think I would feel based on the second half.
Yeah. You would like the second half much more than the first. The first one's pretty much a slog.
Yeah, I was not feeling the first half very much.
But also my
If at all.
order and of what happened in the second half is all out of whack. I'm
That's
not
true.
sure what actually happened. Because also my computer was buffering every maybe 3 minutes.
Nice.
So, yeah. Any more thoughts?
All right. That's the
Like,
recap.
what would you? Do you think you like?
I would like the
this
first
more?
one better, probably. But the second half, it sounds like it's got charm.
I'm glad that Brandy lived. That's all. That's my main takeaway. I cannot fucking fathom the fact that Jack Black is in this movie.
Yeah, I know.
And Jeffrey Combs. First it was Jack Black, and then it was Jeffrey Combs, and I felt like I was losing my mind. So, I still know what you did last summer.